Hello and welcome to the Paula's Place podcast. Today I'm here with Geralyn Russell. Geralyn's from Tallahassee, Florida, and welcome, Geralyn. Uh, we first met with Kathy Harris and one of her facilitation programs about 4 years ago. And since then, we've done another facilitation with Kathy and been in groups together. We've facilitated attitudinal healing facilitator training a couple of times. We've got another one that we're planning for next year, 2026. And we've done a couple of introductions to attitudinal healing online with Attitudinal Healing International. And we've been in a little personal group, haven't we, Geralyn, for about 3 years. We worked out where we meet fortnightly or bi-weekly, and just practice facilitation together, which is just lovely. So, Geralyn, welcome. And would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you for having me. I have appreciated our connection so much. Um, I think it is an opportunity that attitudinal healing opens up our world. It has mine. I've done a lot of groups in the work that I did, in the professional work that I did, and even some training. But it wasn't until I got to attitudinal healing and began to meet people that were all wanting to be heard, to be seen, and also were very willing to listen to each other. And through that witnessing, I know for myself, I've grown. And that's what I hear from other people in attitudinal healing groups as well. So I do teach other things. I have a somatics practice and somatic yoga practice, and I do another emotional resilience program called Path to Green. And they're all wonderful, and they're all now kind of based on what I've learned and practiced through attitudinal healing. So this is really my path. This is my
Yeah,
path,
yeah,
attitudinal healing.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Geraldine. Yeah, and just being on the receiving end of your path to green and somatics too. I just, yeah, I love what you bring to the table or to the to the Zoom space with those as well. So yeah, thank you. Geraldine, just wondering if you can explain to people that are watching this, what is attitudinal healing to you in your words?
Attitudinal healing is a practice, so I thought it's very aptly labeled attitude. It's a choice that we're all making about how we want to engage with the world.
Yeah.
And in attitudinal healing, one of the basic guidelines is that we are here to heal ourselves. And that's not in a selfish way. It's in knowing that as we heal, everyone around us heals.
Mm.
And that to me is such an encouraging message for each one of us individually, in that we can live selflessly in this way through attitudinal healing
Mm.
and impact the world. So I just find that so encouraging. The message is hopeful. It has changed my life. I'm so grateful. And the people that I've met through attitudinal healing are just amazing people all around the world. So I know that there's this network of people in many, many different countries that I can think of that are all anchoring this heart-centered space. And I just
Mm.
find that so encouraging for all of us.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And you can go onto the Attitudinal Healing International website, can't you, and see what
Mhm.
countries have got different attitudinal healing centers in them. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, beautiful. How did attitudinal healing come into your life, Geraldine? What is your story? Hmm.
Well, I was aware of attitudinal healing for a long time,
Yeah.
but I hadn't really engaged personally, probably until I found a real need. I was going through some major health challenges, and I'd had one major surgery, and I was going to have another major surgery. And I heard about the training in Dallas, Texas. I live in Florida.
Mm.
And when I heard about that training, I said, I have to go. I was really drawn to go. And so I needed to fly there from Florida and to make it through the airports. I just didn't have a lot of energy. I went through in a wheelchair. I had to have a lot of assistance. And so I came to that training with Trish Ellis in a very vulnerable place, and probably more vulnerable physically than I really realized,
Yeah.
and certainly emotionally. It was a time where there was a real reset going on in my life, that I was seeing that things are going to be different in the future, and I didn't know what that really was going to look like. And it was through that training that I could really verify the power of being seen and heard exactly as you are in the moment, with no judgment. I mean, that is the attitudinal healing practice. No advice giving, no fixing, no judgment. That's the
Mm.
practice.
Mm.
And here were people new to attitudinal healing, just like me. Trisha, of course, had years of experience,
Mm.
and we were practicing in small groups, and it was just happening. It was happening. This feeling of being unconditionally accepted. It was beautiful. Unconditional love, oneness, whatever
Yeah.
word you want to use. So I
Yes.
was attracted and had that experience early on in the training, and came home and started a group right away, mostly with family and friends, which opened up new challenges to communicate with people that you know quite well, but in a different way, in a way that you're really just there listening. And it was enriching in many ways because I got to know them in a different way, people I'd known my whole life. And then the few challenges that came up, I turned to people with more experience. I turned back to Trish Ellis, and since then, Trish Halverson in Western Australia. And we've worked together, and they've mentored me along with other people. Joy Reese has been a mentor. Pat Cowan's been a mentor. Els Tyson has been a mentor. So I just appreciate all of their support so much.
Yeah, wow. Wow, what a story. And yeah, just doing it in person too, from where you started, being in the small groups and everything, and then taking it back to your family, what a yeah. Family wouldn't have been the easiest way to start, maybe.
They were willing.
Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. And now you offer groups online, don't you? Attitudinal healing groups online. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, since that first opportunity to do the training in person, COVID started right
Yeah.
after that. I did my training in 2019, and things really shifted due to COVID, worldwide. But it also opened up opportunities because more people were going to Zoom and learning more about the platform, and being willing to meet in a group on Zoom. And so
Yes.
since then, I've been practicing attitudinal healing with people around the world on Zoom. And that too has just been really wondrous. And Paula, I've gotten to know you that way. We haven't met in person yet. I feel as if we will someday, but
Yeah.
we've grown into being co-facilitators for groups. And this, what happens in attitudinal healing, I feel this closeness comes. And I just joined a group last week for the first time, a group I hadn't been a member of. I'm not facilitating it. I'm a participant. And I just felt so close to the people in the group, like already after
Yeah.
1 hour and 15-minute session, because the people who join the groups seem to be more willing to really participate, to engage, to open themselves up.
Yes.
And so we can see beyond the top layer of appearance or mood or demeanor, just
Yeah.
into their hearts, and it's just a beautiful experience.
Yeah. The power of circle, of being in group and in that,
Hmm.
vulnerable space. And also, you just made me think that, when you're in circle, there are no credentials. There's no, everything's left at the door. You're just there, and you're, yeah, from
Right.
here, aren't
Right.
we?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. So, Geralyn, you may have already touched on this, but are there other ways that you use attitudinal healing in your daily life? Maybe the principles, guidelines come up, or attitudes of attitudinal healing.
Right. Yeah, it sounds to me from talking to other people, we might approach attitudinal healing for ourselves in varied ways.
Mm.
So I know I've heard that some people take the list of principles and put it on their refrigerator. They might focus on one a day or one a week. My approach, and I think that is great. My approach has been more in terms of looking for what is important to me in my life and what I think my path and my growth is, and then seeing how that fits, seeing how those principles fit. So like right now, it's very apparent to me that we are students and teachers to each other. It's kind of touched on what you just said. When you walk in the door, there are no credentials. And just meeting the person at the car wash this afternoon and just feeling, the warmth and the joy in that person. I don't think I would have noticed it the way I do now, before practicing attitudinal healing.
Yes,
I'm open to the fact that, for all of us, the basis of us is love for everyone.
mm, yeah,
And when I'm open to that for myself, I'm more open to seeing that in other people as well.
yes,
So it comes in that way, kind of in my regular daily routine. I can get caught up in fragments, just really looking at tiny things and spending too much time thinking about them. And
yeah,
so it's the reminder to consider the whole of my life, the whole of nature. Those are a couple things that I do to
yeah,
remind myself to just back away, and I don't need to be engaged so tightly. Um, with an open heart, I can actually take more in and
yes,
experience more.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Mm, yeah. Thank you, Geralyn. Um, what would you say to someone, Geralyn, someone who's wanting to start a new group, or maybe start something in a school, or take it into the workplace? Would there be anything you'd recommend that they do?
Mhm. Well, Polly, you already mentioned the Attitudinal Healing International website,
Yeah.
and that's a great location, a great source of information. There are a lot of videos on there. All the attitudinal healing material is open source, so it's easily downloadable and available to everyone, really at no charge.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a source. The other would be to contact someone and ask them to be a mentor for you.
Mm,
So you're not doing it alone. Even if you go to school or classroom or something by yourself, you'll have had time to discuss that with someone experienced. And then also,
mm,
this is so important, to debrief with someone afterwards that's experienced with attitudinal healing. So, any questions that may have come up, you weren't quite sure if you answered them correctly, or concerns you might have about, the project you're working on, that experienced mentor can help you with that debrief.
yes, yeah. And again, I guess directing back to the Attitudinal Healing International website with, there would be people within that site that you could probably contact in various countries. Yeah, that would help.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, wow. Geralyn, is there anything else you want to say that that comes up for you in regards to attitudinal healing?
Well, just to reiterate how significant the practice has been, Jerry Jampolsky said, you can choose peace no matter life circumstances. And that is so relevant. It's relevant in my life. I'm reminded of that. I remind myself of that when I don't feel peaceful. And I feel in terms of our world, we're all here together. 8 billion of us or so right now. And I think the general consensus would be that we think peace is useful. And so I know that attitudinal healing is a legitimate way of finding peace, both for me as an individual and then having that be transmitted, if you will, to the people around me.
Yes, yeah. Geralyn Russell, thank you so much for coming in.
Mhm.
It's been beautiful listening to you and yeah, just have you share. So thank you. Mm.
Thank you, Paula.